This is about how I feel, and I want to feel things. I want to feel everything for as long as I can.
Welcome back on another episode from the Critics Collective. I am the Dad Panther, variety streamer, content creator, master of none, and today we're going to be talking about Dying for Sex. This is a new series, 8 episodes on Hulu. And before we talk about it, get into it and find out the highs and lows, my first impressions, and rate this from 0 to 5, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share, as the road to 4,000 subscribers continues. 2,000 plus that have joined us thus far. Thank you. And we greatly appreciate it. So for Dying for Sex, IMDb doesn't give the detail that I'm getting that I really want. So I went to Hulu, and it says after Molly receives a diagnosis of a stage 4 breast cancer, she decides to leave her husband and begin to explore the full complexity of her sexual desires for the first time in her life. Now, this has Michelle Williams in it. It has Rob Delaney, Jay Calvin are in it, and this was created by Kim and Elizabeth. Now, for this series, again, 8 episodes is what we have here. It's more of a drama than a comedy. I would say if there's any humor in it, it's a dark comedy. But for my first impression was Dying for Sex grabbed my attention. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm a guy. It pops up there. Michelle Williams, beautiful, gorgeous, done some Broadway stuff, but you may know her as that sexy co-star on Dawson's Creek back in the day. So putting these two together, I was all right. I'm in for the ride. Let's go. I don't do trailers. I don't really read up on something. I just watch. I just want to experience what the directors or the writers have put out there. And this one has a dark turn. I mean, as far as what I expected with the storyline. So my expectations for it was low. I was going in not knowing anything. I didn't expect anything. I didn't even know what genre this would be in. Now, the highs and lows of it. One of the lows would be sometimes when there's pieces that are put together, especially from someone else's perspective, where maybe the general audience doesn't know this, they do I think a good job of not including, but kind of putting it out there for someone who's just not obvious to get it. If I'm watching a movie about parenting, but from the side of a woman, I may see stuff and say, oh, I kind of got that, but then they'll give it to me in such a way, spoon feed it, if you would, and I'm fine with it, where you'll have an understanding that you didn't have before. And you're like, now I get it. Now I see it. Now I understand it better than I did before I watched it. And this really doesn't do it. Now, you can put in the comments. There was a movie that we reviewed a while ago. It might have been on Hulu as well. This movie was with a woman where she was a stay-at-home mom, had a kid who's kind of running all over the place, a husband who traveled a lot, and they were using the idea of she was turning into not a werewolf, but she's turning into a dog, a female dog, a bitch. And I think the movie was called, I'm not going to say it, put in the comments what the name of that movie was. That I thought did a great job of telling me the other side of the thought process of what somebody may be feeling. And this one doesn't. It's anybody can watch it, but I feel like it's just really aimed at a certain demographic to go ahead and watch this and fully enjoy it and immerse into it. And the other negative part I would probably put about it is really just a marketing thing. Some of the streaming services will put up things that are rated R at the home page of what you're looking at. And if they came up with a setting or something where if I have a kid's profile, it defaults just, and it doesn't make the stuff pop up kids, but it does move some of the titles further down so I can, figure out what's going on. But into some of the highs, I thought the cast was smooth. I thought it was good. I thought everybody, once I was like, oh, that's this person. Oh no, that's that person, that settled down and they were believable in their roles. I thought the setting was good. I thought the music fit the theme of it. Sometimes there's music out of place or editing stuff. I felt like this fit into today's society. I felt like the conversation was there. I thought Michelle did a great job acting in this one. And I don't think a lot of people know her for her acting chops, but she can act and it's evident in this one. And I look to see other projects from her. Like, I didn't know she did a recent thing on Broadway. Maybe not recent. It might have been 12 years ago. I don't know. But it made me say, hey, I'm going to go back and find some stuff with Michelle in it and check it out. Now, with everything dealing with sex, you want something racy and sexy. This is not smutty. If you're trying to get something after hours, and go check the 365 collection from Netflix, or go check some of the other stuff that you can find. This is not 50 Shades. This is not Sex Weather. We have a review on that movie. This is not Baby Girl. We have a review on that one. Now, let's go ahead and rate this. Now, with this being said, if you're in for a deep story, a comedy, but it's more of a drama, it's more about finding yourself, it's more about friendship, it's more about the relationships you have with people and loving yourself and finding out who you are as a person, this is a movie that I would recommend to watch. Does it have a replay value? I don't see necessarily a replay value, but maybe you find value in this channel. And if that's the case, hit the subscribe button, like, follow, share. The road to 4,000 continues. Now, for this, I'm going to rate it a 3. Like I said before, I love the fact that they were cementing in friendship, not just girlhood friendship, but friendships in general, finding those true friendships. The parts that I just really couldn't connect long term was, and that's just with me, is if I was told I only had this long to live, I think I would handle it differently. And I think we all would handle it differently. But there are people who would handle it this way in ways that we don't understand. And that is what I appreciated about this. It added a sophisticated conversation that I didn't think I was going to have with myself at the end of the 8 episodes. Now, you could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be here. I greatly appreciate that. Until next time, kalika loud.